In the heart of the South Pacific lies a kingdom that many people have never heard of. A place where giant humpback whales return every year to give birth. Where powerful volcanoes still create new islands from the depths of the ocean. Where ancient Polynesian traditions have survived for more than 3,000 years. And where the last indigenous monarchy in the Pacific continues to rule. This is not Hawaii. It is not Fiji. It is not Samoa. This is the Kingdom of Tonga. At first glance, Tonga looks like the perfect tropical paradise. White sandy beaches, crystal clear lagoons, palm trees swaying in the warm ocean breeze. Life here feels peaceful, but beneath this beauty lies a remarkable story. A story of fearless navigators who crossed the world's largest ocean without maps. A story of kings who built one of the greatest empires in Polynesian history. A story of volcanoes powerful enough to shake the entire planet. And a nation that continues to protect its traditions while embracing the modern world. Today, Tonga is home to just over 100,000 people spread across more than 170 islands, although only about 45 are permanently inhabited. Small in size, but enormous in history. In this documentary, we'll explore breathtaking islands, swim with whales, discover ancient royal traditions, witness the power of underwater volcanoes, and learn how one small kingdom became one of the Pacific's most extraordinary nations. Because sometimes, the world's greatest stories are hidden in the places few people ever visit. Welcome to the Kingdom of Tonga. After hours of flying across the endless Pacific Ocean, all you can see below is blue. No cities, no highways, no towering skylines, just an endless ocean stretching to the horizon. Then, almost without warning, tiny green islands begin to appear. Scattered like emerald jewels across the deep blue sea. This is Tonga. Located in the heart of Polynesia, the Kingdom of Tonga is made up of more than 170 islands, stretching across nearly 700,000 square kilometers of the South Pacific Ocean. Yet, the country's total land area is only about 750 square kilometers. Only around 45 islands are permanently inhabited. The rest remain untouched, home to pristine beaches, tropical forests, dramatic cliffs, and coral reefs teeming with marine life. Tonga is divided into 5 main island groups. Tongatapu, the largest and most populated island, is home to the capital city, Nuku'alofa, where most of the country's government, businesses, and daily life are centered. To the north lies Vava'u, a breathtaking archipelago famous for its deep natural harbors, limestone cliffs, and one of the best places in the world to swim with humpback whales. Farther north are the Harpai Islands, a peaceful chain of low-lying coral islands surrounded by crystal-clear lagoons. The island of Eua offers a completely different landscape, with ancient rainforests, rugged hills, and dramatic coastal cliffs. And in the far north, the remote Niuas sit closest to Samoa, isolated by vast stretches of open ocean. Tonga enjoys a warm tropical climate throughout the year. Temperatures usually range between 24 and 30 degrees Celsius, making every season feel like summer. But life here is shaped by more than sunshine. Powerful cyclones, rising sea levels, and volcanic activity constantly remind the people that paradise is also a place of incredible natural power. For thousands of years, the ocean has connected these islands. It provides food, transportation, culture, and life itself. Long before the first European ships crossed the Pacific, long before the world's maps were filled with islands and oceans, people had already found Tonga. Archaeologists believe the first settlers arrived more than 3,000 years ago. They were skilled seafarers of the Lapita culture, one of the greatest maritime civilizations in human history. Using only the stars, ocean currents, winds, and the flight of birds, they navigated across thousands of kilometers of open sea in wooden canoes. When they reached these fertile volcanic islands, they found fresh water, rich soil, and an ocean full of life. Here, they built villages. They farmed taro, yams, and coconuts. They fished the surrounding reefs. And over the centuries, a unique Polynesian culture began to flourish. By the 10th century, Tonga had grown into something remarkable. The Tui Tonga dynasty emerged, uniting many of the islands under a powerful ruler. As the kingdom expanded, its influence reached far beyond Tonga itself. Its canoes sailed to Fiji, Samoa, and other islands across the Pacific, creating trade routes and cultural connections that stretched for thousands of kilometers. For centuries, Tonga became one of the most powerful kingdoms in Polynesia. Then, in 1773, British explorer Captain James Cook arrived. He visited Tonga several times and was welcomed with grand ceremonies and generous hospitality. So impressed was Cook that he called Tonga the Friendly Islands. The name has remained ever since. But with European contact came profound change. Missionaries introduced Christianity, new technologies arrived, foreign influence grew stronger, yet unlike many Pacific nations, Tonga managed to protect something incredibly rare: its own monarchy. While many neighboring islands were colonized by foreign powers, Tonga followed a different path. A path that would shape its future for generations. Throughout history, countless kingdoms have risen to greatness. Some built magnificent cities, others conquered vast empires, but sooner or later, almost all of them disappeared. Yet, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, one kingdom has survived for centuries. The Kingdom of Tonga. Unlike many other Pacific islands, Tonga has never lost its royal identity. Today, it remains the only indigenous monarchy in the entire Pacific, making it one of the most unique nations on Earth. The story of the kingdom began nearly 1,000 years ago. Around the 10th century, the powerful Tui Tonga dynasty emerged, uniting many of the islands under a single ruler. The Tui Tonga was not simply a king. He was regarded as both a political leader and a sacred figure, deeply respected by his people. As the kingdom grew stronger, Tonga expanded its influence far beyond its own shores. Its great double-hulled canoes crossed enormous distances, reaching Fiji, Samoa, Wallis and Futuna, and many other islands across Polynesia. These voyages were not only for trade. They spread language, traditions, art, and political influence throughout the Pacific. For several centuries, Tonga became one of the most powerful maritime kingdoms in Oceania. Even today, archaeologists continue to uncover massive stone monuments that reveal the kingdom's remarkable engineering skills. One of the most famous is the Hamonga a Maui Trilithon, a giant stone gateway built from enormous coral limestone blocks. Each stone weighs many tons, yet they were transported and raised without modern machinery. Even now, historians still debate exactly how it was built. For many Tongans, it remains a powerful symbol of their ancestors' achievements. By the 19th century, however, the Pacific was changing rapidly. European ships were arriving more frequently. Missionaries introduced Christianity. Foreign powers were expanding across the region. Many island kingdoms disappeared during this period. Tonga chose a different path. In 1845, King George Tupou I united the islands into a single modern kingdom. Recognizing the changing world, he introduced sweeping reforms. In 1875, he proclaimed Tonga's first constitution. It guaranteed individual rights, reorganized the government, and abolished traditional serfdom. These reforms transformed Tonga into one of the most modern states in the Pacific at the time. Perhaps most importantly, they helped protect the kingdom from becoming a colony. Although Tonga signed a treaty with Britain in 1900 and became a protected state, it continued to govern itself. Unlike many neighboring islands, Tonga kept its king, its parliament, and its national identity. After 70 years, in 1970, the Kingdom of Tonga regained full sovereignty. Today, the country is ruled by King Tupou VI, who serves as the constitutional monarch. While elected leaders manage the day-to-day government, the royal family remains a powerful symbol of unity, tradition, and national pride. Across the islands, respect for the monarchy is woven into everyday life. National celebrations, royal ceremonies, and cultural events continue to bring communities together. Visitors quickly notice that the monarchy is not simply a part of Tonga's history. It is still very much alive. In a world where ancient kingdoms have become museums, Tonga remains a living kingdom, a nation where the past still walks beside the present. If there is one thing that defines Tonga, it is nature. Unlike many tropical destinations filled with luxury resorts and crowded beaches, much of Tonga remains untouched. Here, nature still comes first. As the morning sun rises above the Pacific, golden light spreads across the islands. Palm trees sway gently in the ocean breeze. Waves roll onto quiet white sand beaches where, sometimes, you may not see another person for hours. It feels as if time itself has slowed down. But Tonga is far more than beautiful beaches. Each island has its own personality. Some were born from ancient volcanoes, with dramatic cliffs rising above the sea. Others were formed by coral reefs over thousands of years, creating shallow lagoons with crystal clear water. The contrast between these landscapes makes every journey through Tonga feel different. On the island of Eua, dense tropical forests cover rolling hills and deep valleys. Towering banyan trees, rare orchids, and giant ferns create a landscape unlike anywhere else in the kingdom. Colorful birds fill the forests with their songs, while hidden caves and limestone cliffs reveal millions of years of geological history. For hikers, it is one of the most spectacular places in the South Pacific. Farther north, the Vavu Islands offer a completely different world. Dozens of small islands are surrounded by calm turquoise waters, hidden coves, and natural sea caves. Some beaches can only be reached by boat or kayak. When you arrive, there are no hotels. No crowds. Only the sound of waves gently reaching the shore. Perhaps that is Tonga's greatest luxury. Silence. Unlike many famous tropical destinations, Tonga has resisted mass tourism. Large parts of its coastline remain exactly as nature created them. There are no endless rows of high-rise hotels. No crowded resorts covering every beach. Instead, visitors find untouched landscapes, friendly villages, and an environment that still feels wild and authentic. This close relationship with nature has shaped the lives of Tongans for thousands of years. The land provides food, the forests provide shelter, and the ocean provides life. For the people of Tonga, nature is not simply something to admire. It is something to respect. Because here, human beings have always understood one simple truth. We do not own these islands. We are only their temporary guardians. For the people of Tonga, the ocean is far more than water. It is their history, their livelihood, and the heartbeat of their nation. As your boat leaves the shoreline, the crystal-clear turquoise water slowly turns into a deep sapphire blue. Beneath the surface, an entirely different world begins to appear. Colorful coral reefs stretch across the seafloor like underwater gardens. Hundreds of tropical fish move effortlessly between the corals. Parrotfish, butterflyfish, angelfish, and clownfish create a living mosaic of color. Every species plays an important role in keeping this fragile ecosystem alive. But Tonga is famous for something even more extraordinary. Every year, between July and October, one of nature's greatest migrations reaches these islands. Thousands of humpback whales travel nearly 5,000 kilometers from the freezing waters of Antarctica to the warm seas of Tonga. They do not come here to feed. They come here to give birth. The calm, protected waters provide a safe place for newborn calves to take their very first breaths. Watching a mother whale gently guide her calf through the clear blue ocean is an unforgettable experience. Sometimes, curious whales swim only a few meters away from boats. On rare occasions, they even approach snorkelers, creating moments that feel almost unreal. Tonga is one of the very few places in the world where visitors can legally swim alongside wild humpback whales under strict regulations designed to protect both the animals and their habitat. But whales are only part of Tonga's incredible marine life. Green sea turtles glide peacefully over coral reefs. Spinner dolphins race beside boats before disappearing into the waves. Graceful manta rays soar through the water like underwater birds. Even reef sharks patrol the deeper reefs, helping maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Recognizing the importance of these waters, Tonga has expanded marine protected areas and strengthened conservation efforts to preserve its unique biodiversity for future generations. Because here, the ocean is not simply a place to visit. It is the very soul of the kingdom. From above, Tonga looks peaceful, a chain of tropical islands surrounded by endless blue water. But beneath the surface, the Earth is constantly moving. Hidden deep below the Pacific Ocean lies one of the most active volcanic regions on the planet. Here, the Pacific Plate slowly slides beneath the Indo-Australian Plate, creating immense pressure deep underground. Over millions of years, this collision has formed the islands of Tonga. And it continues today. Many of Tonga's islands were born from fire. Some rose from ancient volcanoes thousands of years ago. Others are still growing beneath the sea. In fact, new land can appear almost overnight. It is a reminder that in Tonga, nature is still shaping the world. But on January 15, 2022, the world witnessed just how powerful these forces can be. An underwater volcano known as Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai erupted with extraordinary force. The explosion was one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions ever recorded in the modern era. A towering column of ash, steam, and volcanic gas shot nearly 60 kilometers into the atmosphere, making it one of the highest eruption plumes ever observed by satellites. The blast was so intense that shockwaves traveled around the Earth multiple times. People thousands of kilometers away heard the explosion. Moments later, powerful tsunami waves spread across the Pacific. Entire coastlines were flooded, homes were destroyed, Communication with Tonga was cut off after the country's undersea internet cable was damaged. For days, much of the world had little information about what had happened on the islands. Yet even after this devastating disaster, the people of Tonga refused to give up. Communities came together, families helped one another rebuild homes, schools, and villages. The eruption reminded the world that life in Tonga has always required resilience. Today, the volcano rests beneath the ocean once again, but scientists continue to monitor the region closely, because beneath these peaceful waters, the Earth is still alive, and at any moment, it may speak again. To truly understand Tonga, you must look beyond its beaches and volcanoes. The true heart of the kingdom lives in its people. As the first light of morning reaches the islands, villages slowly come to life. Fishing boats leave the shore before sunrise. Children walk to school in neat uniforms. Families gather for breakfast while the sound of the ocean echoes through the villages. Life moves at a different pace here. There is no constant rush, no endless traffic, no towering skyscrapers. Instead, people live closely connected to their families, their communities, and the land that has sustained them for thousands of years. Family is the foundation of Tongan society. Grandparents, parents, children, and relatives often live close to one another, sharing responsibilities and supporting each other through every stage of life. Respect for elders is one of the country's strongest traditions. Their wisdom is valued, and their advice continues to guide younger generations. Christianity also plays an important role in everyday life. Churches can be found in nearly every village, and Sunday is considered a sacred day throughout the kingdom. Most businesses close, families attend church together, and the islands become remarkably quiet. It is a tradition that has shaped Tongan society for generations. Culture is celebrated not only through beliefs, but also through music and dance. Traditional performances tell stories of kings, warriors, voyagers, and ancestors. Every movement carries meaning. Every song preserves a piece of history. One of Tonga's most treasured customs is the making of tapa cloth, created from the bark of the paper mulberry tree. For centuries, these beautifully decorated cloths have been used during weddings, royal ceremonies, and important family celebrations. Visitors also discover the warmth of Tongan hospitality. Guests are welcomed with genuine kindness and generosity. Sharing food is considered a symbol of respect, and no visitor is treated as a stranger for long. Traditional meals often include roasted pork, freshly caught fish, octopus, taro, cassava, yams, breadfruit, and tropical fruits such as coconut, papaya, pineapple, and bananas. Many dishes are slowly cooked in an umu, an underground earth oven that has been used for generations. For the people of Tonga, tradition is not something preserved only in museums. It is something they continue to live every single day. Unlike many nations, Tonga's wealth is not measured by towering skyscrapers or massive industries. Its greatest treasure has always been the ocean. With a population of just over 100,000 people, Tonga has a small but resilient economy. Fishing has supported local communities for generations. The surrounding Pacific waters provide tuna, reef fish, and other seafood that are essential to both the country's diet and economy. Agriculture also remains an important part of daily life. Vanilla, squash pumpkins, coconuts, cassava, taro, and tropical fruits are grown across the islands, supplying local markets and, in some cases, international exports. Tourism has become one of Tonga's most important industries. Unlike crowded tropical destinations, Tonga offers something increasingly rare: peace. Every year, travelers arrive to swim with humpback whales, explore untouched islands, dive among colorful coral reefs, and experience one of the last authentic Polynesian kingdoms. Many visitors leave with more than photographs. They leave with memories of a country that still feels connected to nature. But life in Tonga is not without challenges. Because of its remote location, many everyday products must be imported from overseas. This makes goods more expensive and leaves the country vulnerable to disruptions in global trade. Climate change presents an even greater challenge. Rising sea levels threaten low-lying islands. Stronger tropical cyclones place communities at greater risk. Warmer ocean temperatures can damage the coral reefs that protect Tonga's coastlines and support its marine life. Despite these challenges, Tonga continues to invest in renewable energy, disaster preparedness, sustainable tourism, and marine conservation. The people of Tonga understand that protecting nature is not only about preserving beauty. It is about protecting their future. Perhaps that is why this small island kingdom continues to inspire the world. not because it is one of the largest nations, but because it proves that resilience, culture, and respect for nature can be stronger than size alone. As the sun slowly disappears beyond the Pacific horizon, the islands of Tonga begin to fall into silence. Golden light fades across the beaches. The waves gently touch the shore one last time. Fishing boats return home after another day at sea. Children laugh as they run through the villages. And somewhere in the distance, a humpback whale breaks the surface before disappearing back into the deep blue ocean. At first glance, Tonga may seem like just another small island nation. A country with only a little more than 100,000 people. A handful of islands surrounded by one of the largest oceans on Earth. But Tonga's story has never been about its size. It is the story of a people who crossed the world's greatest ocean long before modern navigation existed. A kingdom that preserved its identity while so many others disappeared. A nation where ancient traditions continue to live beside the modern world. It is a place where volcanoes remind us of nature's incredible power. Where whales return every year as they have for thousands of years. And where the ocean is not simply part of the landscape. It is part of everyday life. Perhaps that is Tonga's greatest lesson. Progress does not have to erase tradition. Modern life does not have to destroy nature. And a nation does not have to be large to make a lasting impact on the world. In a time when so much of our planet is changing, Tonga reminds us that some of humanity's greatest treasures are not found in giant cities or famous landmarks, but in cultures that continue to respect the land, the sea, and the generations that came before them. Because the true strength of a nation is not measured by its population, its economy, or the size of its territory. It is measured by the values its people choose to protect. And perhaps, that is why the Kingdom of Tonga remains one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Which country should we explore next? Until next time, keep exploring.